tuning into the trending of slow energy. That is what is happening to do. The trending energy of slow living. That's what is trending. That people are realizing they need to chill. Take a deep breath with me and see how it feels. Now, this amazing deep breath you're going to take is not holding it. It's going, just sit and just don't pull the breath in. You already have it. Hold it and then release it. Just hold the breath in. You do not have to go finding it. You already have a breath that's moving. So one of the things when you come to that point is just hold your breath in without pulling your breath in and just let it go, release it. And you'll notice that your shoulders will drop. So slow living. There's no way to run through this. We cannot run through what is going on in the world. We have to slow down. Today we embrace the cozy aesthetic of a calm mind in a world that asks us to do more. Your blessing to do today is to be more. The world wants us to perform more, and I'm saying we need to just be more with ourselves. So the thing about it, our prosperity, especially emotional prosperity, is not just a bank account. It is a calm mind. And if you have a calm mind, you will notice and you will be aware, you'll be able to sort things out, separate the wheat from the sheaves with a calm mind. A cluttered mind blocks emotional flow. It just keeps all the tight emotional things that are just exasperating us all in one big ball. And there is no flow. It's just there. If your mind is full of things that do not matter, how can you keep your emotional pillar healthy? When it is shifting from stress, to fear to more fear, from doubt to more doubt, our entire lives begin to show the cracks. We find ourselves thinking and believing we are not good enough. No matter what we do, we never please anyone. We are not satisfied. Nobody sees what we are doing. Nobody appreciates what we are doing. But it's not our business, you see. Our doing and our relaxing and our timing and our being in the moment, that's our business. So when we have been in the presence and we do and we are aware and we stand and we support, when we could choose to do differently, and those we do for by being kind, respectful, generous, understanding, listening, timing, that do not see that and they do not appreciate it, it's none of your business. You see, a person who is in the present, always aware and is slow thinking, is able to catch the need of others. And because you can see the need, you step up and offer a platter. The platter is taken, sometimes gracefully, sometimes, okay, I really need this, without saying thank you. But you shouldn't hold back from being you, because that is certainly making sure that the outside behaviors of others and the energy of the world is affecting you and making you behave. So the word describing how you feel right now. If you had to write one word describing how you feel right now, write it down and look at it. And be bold. If you're feeling good, do not hide it and let fear step in and take it away from you. Because when we have a good feeling, a joyous feeling, a moment of happiness, right away fear says, oh my God, this won't last. This is not going to last. That is not how you should feel about it. It's going to last. The minute you start to feel good and something is telling you, you are not going to continue, this is not going to continue, that is fear. It wants to shift you to other situations. You cannot let that continue happening to you. You need to go back to yourself and realize, no, it's there, it's real. I am having a great day. I am having a wonderful life. I do have a wonderful life. I have attained all my dream goals and desires, and they're not going to disappear. Because fear will and doubt will tell you, are you sure? Do not let that do that to you. So write the word. If you're feeling good, write it down. If you're feeling amazing, write it down. Do not be ashamed or afraid to use bold words that I feel amazing, beautiful, and spectacular. Can you imagine? If somebody walked up to you and said, hey, you're Lisa, Colleen, Betty, and Butchie. Hey, you guys are looking amazing, beautiful, and spectacular. How would you feel? Would you draw it in and say, okay, I got this. I did this. And now somebody has noticed it. And maybe you haven't changed anything except your way of thinking, opening up that ball, that clouded ball that was in your mind, and taking a deep breath and scattering the pieces that you no longer suits you away. So conscious, intentional breathing to ground your mental pillar. How do you do that? We have the emotional pillar in a knot. We broke it open and we released it. And now the mental pillar is cloudy. Choices, decisions to be made, things to do. Lack is peeping at the door. The world is coming to an end. Nobody can afford it. Our grandchildren will never buy a home. Or those of us that are retired are going to have to support our children until we die and beyond and into the grave. Really? Can we not switch this? Maybe the people that say it, they're going to get it. But look at the work you've done to put your family in a position no matter how amazing they are, how successful they are, wherever they are, you played a part. And you have to believe that the information that you piled into them when they were younger is going to surface. And they will be able to tap that to make their life more interesting and more successful. So the doom and the gloom of the world should not affect you that way. You should look at it and say, okay, that's for you, Mr. Announcer on the TV. That's for you, new reporter that is a specialist. There are so many specialists out there that if you were looking for one in a hospital, you wouldn't find one. They're all on TV specializing. So you see, conscious, intentional breathing is where you plan moments. First thing in the morning and the last thing at night to center yourself. So conscious, intentional breathing, again, it's not, no. Try one that is calming. It's a cool word. So you know you have a breath. A breath is trapped in you. It's up to you to hold that breath and go. And let it go. Once you do that, you're putting yourself in the moment, right in the moment. That breath you just grabbed, that's in you, that's not going anywhere. That breath, you didn't pull it. You just said, stay there, be still, and saturate me, and let me feel you. That's what you do in the morning. When you get up in the morning, and you go to sit on the edge of the bed, and you notice your body is going, pull it back up and say, no way. Take a breath. Pull your legs and your knees closer to the mattress and then stand up. Pause for a second. Conscious living. Let that breath saturate you, and then you start your first step. And I promise you, if you do that, you wouldn't be going, you won't. Because when you do that, you're not conscious, are you? When you groan before you can feel any reason to groan, but just out of habit, you're not conscious, are you? No, you are just pulling on what a supper, I'm tired. No, you are all of that. Acknowledge. There's cracks and cricks and things that are not working. Acknowledge. But I am still me. So stand up, gracefully pause, and then take a step forward. That is calm and slow, conscious living. That's how you live slow and conscious and calm. So you pause. Your nervous system needs regulation. Conscious, intentional breathing, both at night and in the morning, is what brings it into that. And it's not, again, I am repeating it. The breath is already in you. So just pause and let it flow. And you can maybe imagine it flowing through every part of your body. If you have that time in the morning, you certainly have it before you go to bed at night. And then you move. Conscious intentional breathing is where you plan moments, first thing in the morning and last thing in the night, to center yourself. Emotional pillar, how letting go of a hustle culture allows us to be more present for ourselves and our families. Many of us go on vacation. And while we're on vacation, we're worrying about things that has to be done when we get back home. So where are you then? Are you on vacation? Or are you back home? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially. Not all physically, right? Because you're there, but you're not conscious. So where did physical go? It's back home. You are on vacation, physically on vacation, but you haven't connected the sand beneath your feet. You haven't felt the ray of the sun on your cheek. You haven't looked at it. You haven't felt it. You haven't acknowledged the moment that you had planned months ago to be on this vacation. And you haven't brought your fingers and your hands to your heart and just hold it there and say, yeah. Inhale the fragrance of where you are, no matter where you are. Even when you have the fragrance of a farm, if you look around you, you might see the fragrance of a flower, or you maybe wouldn't feel it or smell it, but you can imagine and you can change it. Because all we are and all we do is imagine. You're not in the present if you're doing that. Be there. You have to be there. So when we let go of that hustle culture, we also have to let go of that word hustle. We need to let go of those words called hustle. This kind of words, they make you feel like you are a hamster on a treadmill and there is no way out until you drop dead. You know, it allows you to be in the present when you do that. You might be thinking right now that if you're not entertaining the hustle culture, you are not in the present. Yes, you are. You have to just look at it and go, oh, okay. And turn back to the true you. This is how you do this thing. You might be thinking perhaps we actually do it because it has become part of our very existence. Yes, that's all we ever hear. You have to work, you have to save money, 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 money. Nobody's telling you to stop for a moment and sip on a nice mug with water in it. Feel the warmth coming through it. Nobody said that you have to stand at the kitchen sink to swallow, to eat. What about sitting? Just sit. I know it's a sandwich, but just sit. That is how we get ourselves out of that hustle culture. That's how we do it. You might be thinking that I'm feeling kind of yucky. I need more. Yes, you need more. You need a breath. You need acknowledgement of that thing that happens without any assistance from us. The very breath of life itself. There are innate actions that we take each day, and some of them occur at the same time every day. And we do them every day. They're so innate. We just do them. Choosing, for example, first thing in the morning to scroll on your devices before scrolling your mind and your thoughts. Yeah, what about that? You wake up and the first thing you pick up is a device and you're scrolling. You can't even see. You forgot to put the glasses on. Or you just... No. Responding to everything happening outside of you instead of checking in on yourself. What about saying to yourself, how are you feeling this morning? Yesterday morning when you woke up, you had a little pinch here and a little this here. How is it today? That is checking in on self before checking to see your friend's big toe on TV, on Instagram. or somebody shouting at somebody, or somebody using derogatory words and actions to depict others. Pause and breathe. Do this every morning and see how you will feel 3 times. It's not a deep breath, it's an acknowledgement that I have a breath in me. That's how it feels, just as you felt it now. And that is what works. That you see, many, many times we wake up, we start our day, we're rushing ahead, we're finding everything in our way, we're tripping on shoes we did not put away in the right place. You know what slow, conscious living is really, really like? It's trending in the world today. People are fighting to find it. And today I'm going to give you one tip that I have mastered. And is always to be in the present. Awareness. Listen. Be conscious. And one thing, a habit that is easy to develop, it's challenging to keep. Tessa-Marie, if it's easy to develop, why is it challenging to keep? Because we have old habits. We can develop it, it's easy to develop it, but it's challenging to keep it because our old behaviors will step in. So let us start with the most important thing in the world, the you. Where do you place you? Where are you on the pedestal of life? Who is more important than you today? Can you answer that question? And if there is somebody in your life that you believe to be more important than you, then you need to ask yourself, why? What are you doing for them that makes you think that if you do not do it for them, they will not survive? When are you going to cut the cord? When are you going to put you first? That is one of the things we have to learn to do. That doesn't mean you do not help, assist, and be there when necessary. But that cannot be your reason for being you. You have to have a better reason for being you. Because, you see, slow living requires consciousness. Slow living requires a step at a time, intentionally, purposefully. For example, why is it so difficult after using an item in your home that you cannot place it where it is supposed to be or where you took it from? I always say this. Everything in my home has an address. And when I take it out of its address to use it, I need to make sure I put it back. I take it back to its address. Take me home. I am almost like an Uber. I call the Uber to take me there. I call the Uber to take me back home. So that's what is happening. When you find that there are lots of congestions around you and you're tripping on your shoes, you're tripping on something on the floor, you put this here and now you have all these things and you're getting overwhelmed, I need to clean this. But if after using that item, you put it back in its place, it takes seconds to do that. Instead of saying, I'll do it later and have hours of trying to get all that. No, because there's so many things in the wrong place. And when we have so many things in the wrong place, that is when we have accidents happening around us. Slow living does not mean texting and driving. Slow living requires that you know when you should be there at a certain time and you are there at a certain time. The most important resource we have is time. And we have a lot of it. But it does not stay there all the time. It has to move. Time has to move. And if you do not move with time, you will sit at the end of the day and wonder, where did all this time went? How do you feel though? Have you had that experience? If you do, write it. Write the word, put the word in the comment right now. How are you feeling now? And if you like the feeling, say, I love how I feel now. Slow living forces you to be aware of where you are, where you are stepping. That doesn't mean you have to crawl and no. But you notice that you came home and you kick your shoes at the door and another person kicked their shoes at the door. What about just putting them all together so you can step out? I remember teaching Kylie. I said, Kylie, you need to put your shoes so when you come down the stairs in the morning, you just put your feet in there and you go. And she, oh, that makes it a lot easier. I said, yes, it does. Turn the inside of your sleeve of your jacket out so you do not have to be fumbling to put it on. Little actions like that is what you have to do because you want to have a slow living. If you're always rushing because you cannot find the other side of the shoe, it might have been kicked into the cupboard. And then you're rushing to get out and you're, oh, I forgot my cupboard. And that is not slow living. No matter how old you are, plan to do it now, because if you do not, you will have things in your way that will always be cluttering your path, and it will be the same thing in your mind. Choose what you entertain. Choose what you entertain in your mind. When you have given sufficient time to something, tap out. When you have given sufficient time to racing all over the world, tap out. We need to learn to tap out. So today's blessing is not how to do more, is how to be more present. Be in the presence of your own breath, in the presence of your thought. Look at it. Do you like it? Is it necessary to have those thoughts and to carry them over and over again wherever you go? No, it's not. Then why do you? Because you are not aware of it. My friend packed for her vacation and she's ready to go. And she got there and she did not pause. She did not pause and just sat there and do that and pause for a moment. Just realizing this was a planned trip. And I did it. I am here. Let me feel the wind. Let me look around me and see what's so different, why I wanted to be there. Everything. Some people get to a destination, not on a vacation, but to a destination and they tell you, oh my goodness, I don't even know how I got there. So that time has gone. What did you miss? You know, the energy trending today is slow living. It's not fast living. If you're caught in the fast living lane, you need to try to get into the lane where everybody is conscious of each step you take. Walking and walking and making these steps, and you can hear your footsteps instead of not knowing how you got from here to there and rushing. Pause. You watch your words, the hustle thing. Why are you hustling? Well, you know what a hustle is? Check the dictionary before you use some words. And then pause. So you came home from shopping. Did you pause? Sit down. Look at the receipt. What did you buy? Were you charged the right price? Did you pick up the right thing? Did you choose the right item off the grocery store shelf? Did you get the one that had no salt when you needed one with salt just because you weren't in the moment? We need to slow down and enjoy what is happening in the world today, because in all the chaos, there is still a slow energy that is not hurried. Nature cannot be hurried, and no matter how hard we try, We cannot hurry this winter of everlasting to disappear. We need to work with it. Deciding not to do it is not going to make it get better. So, watch what you're doing with the time you have. Because you see, time is an unrenewable resource. You cannot get it. All the time you have is now. So you are sitting there and you're 18 and you believe you have another 60 years to get to it. But if you do not start on the journey today to get to it, the 60 years will come and pass. And then you will realize, I have more years behind me than I have ahead of me. And when you come to that realization, it is one hell of a scary thing if you are not prepared. So, all I can ask you or tell you today is that may your pillars be strengthened by moments of stillness and slowness and acknowledgement of the breath. And may your emotions flow with grace and ease. You are not just a product of your work. You are a masterpiece of your presence. You are a masterpiece of your presence. You are valued, not tied to your productivity. You are value. Your productivity doesn't determine how valuable you are. Because you see, at the end of this journey, all that's left is what you left behind. Because you can't take any of it with you. So what you leave behind should have a message, a feeling. When it was you changed. So when you're in your 20s, 80s, wherever you are in your life, all the way to me, and somebody asks you, when was it you decided that you mattered? Somebody younger than you is going to ask you that. I've been asked that so many times. When did you realize, how old were you, where were you, when you came to the conclusion that, hey, I matter, I count, I am important, I have a role to play? When? You have to know when. Because somebody's going to ask you, when did you change? When did you decide to be who you are? So, when I decided to be who I am, and when I tell people, I remember being shy, not particularly want to get involved with all of that. But then there came a time when I looked at me in the mirror and I said, girl, shyness is not going to work. Being shy and being a wallflower, a wall pillar, whatever it is not going to take you on the ride you're looking for. You need to step up. You need to shed that skin, grow some guts, and decide who are you, what it is you desire. And you make it happen by taking care of you first, slow living, enjoying the energy of the world as it is slow. There is a lot of chaos. But inside of all of that, you can pull something out that makes it entirely good for you. Remember, change can only happen in your life if you choose for change to happen in your life. Nobody else can do it for you. And when you make the decision to become the new you, this is not the time you stand on the top of the CN Tower and shout it out to the world. Because there are going to be others who will tell you, no, you're not. You're not going to do this. I know you. I've known you since I know all your faults. I know all your weaknesses. I just know you. There's going to be somebody telling you that. So that's why you put a padlock on your lips. And then when it materializes, you don't even have to announce it either. They will see it. And the most fascinating thing that will happen to you, I always thought you could do it. I always thought you'd do it. And do not remind them that they didn't think you would do it. let them get their little day. Let them feel good that they believed in you as much as you believed in you. And you know it's not true, right? So when they tell you you have time, you only have the time you've had now. There's no other time. And when that time goes, you cannot pull it back. No matter whether that time was the best time if you think, but the best time is the time you have now, because we have nothing else except the time we have now. And if we do not do our best in the moment that we have now, we will not be able to do anything else. It matters because you see, you matter. So have a wonderful day. Your value is not tied to what you do. Your value is tied to the person you are. Have a wonderful day, guys. Talk to you later.